last week we talked about patience.
Correct.
Well, it got me thinking. There's a song from the summer that Rev Mark sang, and it talked about patience as part of the fruits of the Spirit.
I think talking about all the fruits of the Spirit is going to be a bit much for one video.
Yeah, I know. I just want to talk about one of them.
Oh, which one?
Self-control.
You want to learn how to shout out self-control?
Yeah, but I can't really do that if I don't know what it means.
Fair enough. Well, self-control is making the right decision even when you don't want to.
Is it kind of like self-discipline?
It is. Usually we think of discipline as getting in trouble, but it's really more like being led in the right direction. How about after the first song, I show you what I'm talking about?
Every time I'm feeling down, you pick me up. Sing, oh, oh. And when my heart is feeling emptied out, you fill my cup. Sing it out now. Oh, oh. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. Yeah! T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Here we go, verse 2. I'm grateful for the way you've been a friend to me. Sing, oh, oh. And even in the deepest, darkest night, you help me see. Sing it out now. Oh, oh. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. For the joy that you give to me, for the way that you made me free, for my friends and my family, I just wanna say, for loving me from the start, for every beat of my heart, for everything you are. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. For the joy that you give to me, for the way that you made me free, for my friends and my family, I just wanna say, for loving me from the start, for every beat of my heart, for everything you are. I just wanna say.
Alright, I want everyone to put their arms up like this. Like your teacher just asked a question and you know the answer, but everyone else also has their hands up, so you gotta have both hands up, and you really want to be the one who gets to answer it.
Like this?
No, something a little more controlled, like this.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so, last week we talked about patience, and I showed you a video about a science experiment where kids were given a marshmallow and told not to eat it, and if they didn't eat it, they could have another one. Seemed easy, right? But then they were left alone. It must have been torture.
Oh, I remember, and you made me have to wait for my snack too.
Yes, I did. Now make sure you're keeping your arms up. Now, When they were sitting there, they were constantly making choices. Every second that went by, they were making the decision not to eat the marshmallow because they knew that it wasn't what they were asked to do. And those who were able to make good decisions were rewarded with another marshmallow.
Kind of like how every second that goes by, I'm keeping my arms up because you told me to.
Exactly. I'm sure by now your arms feel like they're on fire, and I'm making you make decisions about whether you're gonna leave your hands up or whether you're gonna put your arms down.
Can we put our arms down now?
Yes, you can. So, you see how patience is like self-control? You had patience because you were waiting with a good attitude because you knew I was trying to teach you something by having your hands up.
Okay, but like what about the self-control part?
That would be the decision to keep your arms up the whole time, because if you kept them up the whole time and you dealt with your arms being sore, you were going to understand what I was trying to teach you better than people who just gave up partway through.
My arms hurt. I think it's time to dance and dance out this burn here.
Good idea. Today's Bible story is about a big name in the Bible.
Paul?
Nope.
Jesus?
Nope.
David?
Nah.
Elijah again?
Moses.
Oh, are we gonna be talking about the Passover again? I'm ready to eat more buns and juice.
Unfortunately, no. But let me give you a quick recap of Moses' life. He was born to a Hebrew family, and the royal family of the Egyptians at the time were trying to kill all the Hebrew boys. So his mom put him in a basket and sent him down the river, where he was found by an Egyptian princess where he was raised by the royal family. Now, he made some bad decisions, so he ran away from home. But he came back for the Hebrews because they were being made slaves in Egypt. So Moses came back and he talked to God, and they sent plagues to show the Pharaoh that he really needed to free the Hebrews. And eventually, he let the Hebrews go. So while they were leaving, Moses split an entire sea in half, and they walked across dry land to get to the other side. And he led these thousands of people to freedom, and they were headed on their way to the Promised Land, which was a land with everything the Hebrew people could ever want. It was all very exciting.
Wowza, that is a lot for one guy. He's clearly one of God's favorites.
He was, and the story's not done yet.
I'm so ready. This guy sounds super cool.
All right, this is where our story begins. Moses has now led the Hebrew people out of slavery, across the dry land at the bottom of the sea that he parted, and all these people can do is...
Party? There had to have been a party. Come on, these people must have been pumped.
You think, but they complained.
Oh, wow.
They were so thirsty. They were so upset that Moses had led them out of Egypt and into the wilderness. Because at least when they were slaves in Egypt, they had food and they had water.
So what did they do?
Well, Moses went off on his own and he prayed. He asked God, "What am I supposed to do?"
And?
God talked to Moses and he said, "Go talk to that nearby rock and ask it for water."
Well, that seems pretty simple.
You'd think, but Moses, on his way to the rock, heard more complaining, and he was done with complaining. He had no patience left.
Oh no.
I think we all know what it's like to lose it, to blow our tops, to be so mad we just can't handle it anymore.
So what did he do?
He went over to that rock and he hit it with his cousin's staff.
He hit the rock? He was just supposed to go over and talk to it.
He hit the rock.
I bet he didn't get any water after that.
Actually, he did. Water began to come out of the rock, but he had lost all patience and all self-control, so he hit it again.
Well, surely you don't get what you want by hitting something again. He was supposed to just speak to it, and then he hit it twice.
You'd think, but the water began to rush out of the rock. People were pumped. The party began. Moses got what he wanted. The people got what they wanted. Seems like a win-win.
I don't get it. He was being very impatient. Didn't make the right decision, even when God told him exactly what to do. And he hit something when he was mad. I don't know about you, but hitting people and things when you're mad is not okay.
Nope. But you know what, Smalls?
What?
You're right. Every decision we make causes something else to happen. Good decisions usually lead to good things, and bad decisions usually lead to bad things. And in this situation, he made a bad decision, but he still got what he wanted. But once Moses stepped away from the group, God had something else to say to Moses. And he was going to talk to him about his self-control. Remember, self-control is making good decisions even when we don't want to. He told Moses that he didn't make a good decision by hitting the rock. And although it might have felt good then, it meant that God was going to have to punish Moses.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Promised Land that everyone was so excited to go to, Moses wasn't going to be allowed to go to the Promised Land.
But he was like a rock star. He did everything he was supposed to do before all of this thing happened.
That is true, but Moses should have known better. He was told exactly what he was supposed to do, but instead, he just did what he wanted. When we make bad decisions, there will always be consequences. Maybe we don't see it right away, or maybe we do. We may not even know we got caught making a bad decision. This is why it's always important to think before you do something. Think about if you could hurt yourself, or maybe you could hurt others, and maybe it's your body, or maybe it's your feelings or their feelings, or maybe you might accidentally break an object, or maybe you might break someone's trust. All these things lead to having a not so happy life.
So let me see if I got this.
Okay.
If I want to live a happy life, it's better to try and make the right decision the first time around.
Knocked it out of the park.
Even if it means more fun or having a treat when I'm not supposed to?
Well, would you rather have a little fun or a treat you're not supposed to have, get caught, and break the trust of your family and friends, or would you rather make a good decision and move forward without having people be mad at you and having people trust you all the time?
Definitely the second one. I love my family and my friends, and I do not want to hurt them. And I definitely don't want to hurt myself or other people. But what happens if we make mistakes and do what we're not supposed to do?
Well, we all make mistakes. And sometimes we make decisions that we think are the right decisions, and it turns out it wasn't the right decision. When this happens, an apology usually goes a long way.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Moses. This is Moses, who was an Israelite born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
Moses, however, grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was enslaving the Israelite people. When Moses grew up, he made a big mistake
Uh-oh.
and fled Egypt
Wow!
to live with the Midianites.
Ah.
But God called Moses back to Egypt
Ah.
to deliver his people with the help of his brother Aaron.
Phew.
After God showed his miraculous power in Egypt, he led the Israelites through the Red Sea and towards the Promised Land. They followed God, who showed himself as a cloud by day and fire by night. As God led them through the wilderness, the Israelites became thirsty and hungry. They complained to Moses and Aaron and said, "If only we had died in Egypt."
Huh?
God said to Moses that he would provide for his people.
Hey!
Each morning they awoke and found manna for the day,
What's that?
and each night God gave them meat. The people were still thirsty, and they were mad at Moses, saying, "Did you bring us out here to die of thirst?"
Yeah.
So Moses cried out to God, and God told Moses to strike a rock, and water came flowing out of it for the people to drink. And so the Lord provided for his people's needs.
I have so many things to work on.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm trying to practice being grateful. I'm trying to be more patient, and now I have to practice my self-control. How am I supposed to do all of this?
Well, just like everything else we've talked about, Smalls, practice makes perfect. The more we work on focusing on the needs of others and less on the things we want, it makes it easier. And the easiest way to put these things into practice is to pick one thing and try and work on it. Maybe one thing per day, or maybe one thing per week.
So for gratefulness, I could make sure to say thank you 3 times a day.
Yep.
Okay, and for patience, I could work on breathing when I get frustrated, when I have to wait. And I could work on thinking over my decisions before doing them, or think twice before I make my decision.
It sounds like you're doing just fine.
Kids at home, what are some ways that your choices you make can shout out self-control this week?
What a good question. And we're going to leave that question with you. Next week, we're going to be heading into Advent.
Already? I love Advent.
If you don't know what Advent is, make sure you tune in next week as we head into a season of peace, hope, joy, and love.
Bye, everybody.